Thank you very much, Yagoub Group and Professor Ahmed. I think the invitation has already been done from the screen, but the importance of sustainable development goals is quite important to the private sector. You see, when we talk of issues that there is no poverty, zero hunger, quality education, and all that, it requires the private sector to participate with the public sector. For instance, you see, our type of education right now across Africa, I remember a long time we were doing one common examination from the University of Cambridge for high school. But still, that was done based on the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution created an education system whereby you are employed. And then you are given, they create fear in you. They say job security. So that if that job gets lost, then you are unable to survive. But now with the Sustainable Development Goals, it means creating a quality education whereby the demand of the education that you have is special, and that you can have so many options even to create employment by yourself. Now, that is important, and it cannot be done by the government alone. It requires the participation of the private sector. When you look at all the 17 goals of sustainable development, private sector comes in each of them. Talk of hunger, for instance. When you talk of hunger, you find the rich in all African countries. I've seen this because I've been in the diplomatic service almost 32 years now. And then I'm not telling you that, they created fear of job security. I'm not the person qualified for that, because then I have this fear for 32 years being in the public service. I should have gone to the private sector. Now, the issue is this. You put an electric fence in your compound so that people should not come in. But they say the poor cannot sleep because they are hungry. Is it? And then the rich cannot sleep because the poor are awake. Is it? So we need to clear hunger so that there is no hunger. Everybody can sleep the whole night without any problem. One country which has done that, where there is zero hunger, is only Brazil. I don't know if there's another one. I think Professor might be, if there's another one, I know of Brazil. Everybody can eat and sleep. There's no problem without that. So when it comes also like agenda number 11, city planning and then and a community. So it is, from long time in Africa, our perception was that you reach the city of Khartoum when you are at the city center. So we were driven from the rural areas to go to the city center. And then it becomes congested. Even for business alone, they cannot even deliver some merchandise within those areas. It becomes so crowded. So we need a city planning of a kind that is conducive, environmentally correct, so that it is habitable. A lot of things. So I think when it comes to sustainable development goals, all of them, it requires private sector. And I thank you, Yagoub, because you see, they say the more you give, the more you get. And thank you for taking the lead. I know in Kenya there is one company. This is Equity Bank. It's one of the largest banks in terms of customers, but not in the capital. It has created what is called Wings to Fly. There are children from poor families who perform well in the national exams, but they cannot proceed. So they have created a program together with Bill Clinton Foundation so that they offer scholarships. They are offering now scholarships to about 2,000 students at the university. Wings to Fly. Otherwise, they would have not been in the university. So these are some of the areas that the private sector would come in and support the public sector, support the poor, because it is better when everybody is rich, not rich in relative terms. When everybody is okay, then things, even the social stability is there. But of course, when it comes to Sustainable Development Goal 16, talking about issues about governance and strong institutions. All these 17 cannot function if we don't have strong institutions, whereby if you are going to an office for tax exemption or filing taxes or getting a license and all that, it takes time because this is where corruption is. Where you demand something, they make it difficult so that you give money. So a stop-shop window, one-stop-shop window, it should be done so that business and all services are rendered in a way that it does not occupy productive time. In Kenya, we have what is called Huduma Center. Huduma means service. Huduma is service. Now, that service center, you just go to Huduma Center. They're in corners of, in the city, many of them. You just walk there. Might you are renewing your ID card, you feel, you get it. 10 minutes, you just go to save time. Because we need a lot of time for production, for productivity. We don't need to waste time going through documents, filling documents, being interrogated by officials, all that. At the bottom of it, what they need is what? Money, pride. That should end. That should really end so that we can achieve all these sustainable development goals. In terms of financial intermediation, we have what is called M-Pesa, mobile money transfer. Right now with my mobile phone, I can transfer from Khartoum here money to my village, which is more than 500 kilometers from Nairobi, within 2 minutes. I'll tell somebody to go to the shop, which has that money transfer, and to pick the money. 2 minutes. From Khartoum, you get that money. You see, it is even better than Western Money Union or Dabshil. We have Somalis operating Dabshil all over the world. But this one, it goes right to the village at your door. You go to the next shopping center. So these are some of the ideas that we need to exchange, and that all these sustainable development goals we can attain through concerted effort. And of course, I was talking to Brof, he has not been to Nairobi, and when I look at his age, he should have been to Nairobi more than 10 times. But that is not long. You will still be there. 2.5 hours, you are in Nairobi. And I've met Sudanese who have visited Nairobi. They always want to go. They come for visa. Every August, they want to go to Nairobi. Because there is good things in Kenya, good things in Sudan, but the interaction between Sudanese and Kenyans is too low. Go to Nairobi, go to Mombasa, go to Masai Mara, and then you see we can have things that we can do together in terms of tourism. There's Dindir National Park, supposed to open. And the private businessman, Sudanese, came to me, told me, can you get me an expert from Kenya who can do that? I told him yes. Less than 1 hour, I got the expert for him. So we can learn a lot in terms of as two neighboring countries, and we have done this for a long time. So these social development goals, there used to be technical cooperation among developing countries. We need to share the experience nearby before we go far. And there's a lot which we can do, and we can attain these sustainable development goals if we put our minds together, exchange the best ideas. In terms of research, we have Kenya Agricultural Research Organization, CALO, under one roof, all the research of agriculture. You can get the product out of there. It can be replicated. Thank you so much. Welcome to Nairobi. I think, Prof, if I know the people going from here, I can organize in a way that it will be visa-free. You will get gratis. So please. But let me get your names going to Nairobi for this conference in June. Most welcome. You will enjoy the hospitality of Kenya. You will see a lot of things, not the things you have seen, but the things which you have not seen. And most welcome, and thank you very much.
So please remember, if we all help and do a little bit, it will make a big difference.